This Battlefield Report, brought to you by the Super Earth Ministry of Truth, will cover the events of the Second Intergalactic War from March 17th to March 23rd. First, we go to the Terminid front, where the offensive into bug territory is ongoing on the heels of the successful campaign to activate the Terminid control system last week. Istanu was liberated on Sunday night after 2 days of fighting, and attention mostly shifted to Crimsica, but with the opening of supply lines, a squadron of Helldivers made planetfall on 4E Prime for the first time in the war. This marks the furthest that Super Earth forces had pushed into bug territory thus far. But Istanu was viciously counterattacked on the next day and subsequently lost within 24 hours, and supply lines to 4E Prime were cut off. A tactical withdrawal was initiated with minimal casualties. Frustrated by the setback, on Tuesday morning, General Brash issued a major order to strike a critical blow to the bugs by launching a massive offensive with the goal of securing Zagon Prime and 4E Prime within 72 hours. With such a short time frame to complete the order, military strategist DJ Ferial developed and distributed a plan later that day on how to get the job done most efficiently. The idea was to abandon Crimsica and divert Helldivers away from the Automaton front temporarily, then make a strong push to reclaim Istanu to use as a staging point to then conquer 4E Prime. On the opposite flank of the offensive, Helldivers would follow supply lines by taking Hellmeyer, then Nivelle 42, and then Zagon Prime. Such a plan would avoid having to push through Omicron, which intelligence reports suggest is a bug hive world. The plan was well underway by Wednesday morning. Istanu was swiftly liberated and planetfall was made onto 4E Prime. And as the number of boots on the ground soared into the hundreds of thousands, a new strain of flying Terminids soared above them. Command has acknowledged the existence of these new flying Terminids, now known as Shriekers, and an investigation is underway to uncover dissidents who may have concealed their presence up to this point. These bugs fly in packs and originate from Shrieker nests. At first, Helldivers were caught unaware and unprepared, but their ingenuity prevailed and soon strategies were implemented to effectively establish air superiority. Command even opened up reserve stockpiles of 500-kilogram bombs on Thursday to help destroy the nests. Helldivers were quick to suggest the use of long-range weapons to destroy the nests before stirring up the Shriekers. The autocannon and EAT-17s are effective in this regard. The evolution of the Shriekers is seen by many as a desperate attempt on behalf of the bugs to stall Super Earth's advance into the bug home worlds, but they proved to be only a temporary setback as 4E Prime was 100% secure by Thursday afternoon. Valuable time had been lost. Helldiver forces quickly redeployed out of the Draco sector and over to the Marin sector to begin the operation to take Zagon Prime. Unfortunately, more than 100,000 Helldivers did not receive the proper orders and attacked Oshaune instead. Command has attributed this to a recent system security breach, resulting in galactic war tables displaying inaccurate information. This has since been addressed and the parties responsible have been, quote, identified, arrested, tried, and executed. Because of this, the offensive was called off on Friday morning, having failed to secure enough land and Element 710 to relocate the desired number of civilians into that area. As a result, C-01 reproduction applications have been suspended until further notice. No fun tonight. However, not one to dwell on defeat, General Brash issued a new major order on Friday, this time to secure the flow of Element 710 by consolidating efforts to establish full control of 4E Prime, Istanu, Crimsica, and Hellmeyer. Almost simultaneously, though, Istanu came under attack yet again for the second time this week. Intelligence reports are beginning to suggest that this world may be of some particular importance to the Terminids, but what exactly that is remains under investigation. The defense was successful within 24 hours, and Crimsica was secured later that day, bringing the Draco sector 100% under Super Earth control. The Automaton front has been met with similar success this past week. Dropnir was successfully liberated on Monday morning. It was first attacked on February 15th, just 1 week after the start of the war, and then saw 33 days of fighting before our heroic victory. Total Helldivers killed in action in the battle are over 12.5 million, with an approximated 190 million bought casualties, a kill-death ratio of 15.2. All is quiet in the Tsar sector. Helldivers again made planetfall on Ubania, but attention predominantly shifted to the Trigon sector for the liberation of Usto 2, which is seen as an important bottleneck in preventing a possible automaton offensive through the Emir sector into the Valdis sector, which is the location of Cyberstan, the former cyborg homeworld, which is theorized to hold some significance to the automatons. However, with the major order for the offensive on the bug front and subsequent manpower shortages here, Only incremental progress was made on the 3 remaining combat zones this week. Some Helldivers have inexplicably complained to the chain of command that the automatons are too difficult to fight. When questioned, one Helldiver cited their extensive use of high-precision, long-range rocket launchers and their ability to kill a Helldiver instantly without warning. Bot Front veterans were quick to shut down such dissidents, noting that veterans of the Bug Front must change their tactics to adapt to a vastly different style of warfare seen in the West. And now for some technology-related news. Over the last several weeks, a decreased deployment of jump packs was observed and a surplus had developed. With storages overflowing, Command began issuing them out to Helldivers at no cost on Monday in hopes of obtaining data for further analysis as to how the jump pack can be improved to further increase mobility and Helldiver survivability. On Wednesday, the manufacturers of the Patriot exosuit announced they'd solved some technical issues that had been present since their initial deployment. Most notably, cases of rockets prematurely detonating during launch has been corrected. Melee capability has been boosted to continue being effective even when the suit is damaged. Storage and transport protocols have been improved, which should prevent the suits from arriving in damaged condition. And lastly, Helldivers can now safely use stims while holding grenades inside the cockpit. How and why this was previously an issue is classified. SEAF engineers have also managed to retrofit Super-Earth support ships with kinetic impactors, exo-atmospheric forecasting modules, and advanced seismic monitors. These aim to help Helldivers identify areas more suitable for combat operations and reduce the impact of volcanic projectiles, tremors, meteor showers, fire tornadoes, and ion storms on future operations. Permacure, the developers of stims and the Special Vitality Enhancement Booster, are continuing to work on an issue that results in Helldivers being unable to drown as a result of the booster. 9 out of 10 doctors recommend not falling into deep water, or else the Helldiver may be stuck in a half-dead limbo state indefinitely. Another issue that Command is aware of and working to resolve is the jamming of steering controls inside Hellpods. Usually a Hellpod can be directed at will, but sometimes the autopilot overrides the user to avoid dangerous terrain such as deep water and cliffs. Inappropriate engagement of this feature is expected to be addressed in the future. On Wednesday, Helldivers began reporting malfunctioning of Blitzer shotguns, arc throwers, and Tesla towers, which would cause short-circuiting and disconnection of Helldivers from their super destroyers. Command has issued a statement that they've identified the problem and are working tirelessly to implement a solution, but suggest avoiding the aforementioned weapons until the problem can be solved early next week. And to close things out, the total number of Helldivers killed in action in the war surpassed 150 million on Monday evening, and has risen to 210 million by Saturday, making this one of the bloodiest weeks of the war. To commemorate the fallen, statues are being erected across Super-Earth planets, and yet Esprit de Corps and Helldiver squadrons across the galaxy has never been higher. Children as young as 7 are happily enlisting to join the fight. Would you like to know more?